Alright, I know it's been a while, but yeah, Black Ops 6 beta, it's out now. You can all play the beta now. It's an open beta for free. I'm staying here over on Modern Warfare 2, like I did with Modern Warfare 3, because I know if I play this beta, I'm gonna probably absolutely fall in love with it, and then probably never. I'm probably gonna buy the next game, which I'm really trying not to do because I think I really dodged a bullet with Modern Warfare 3 because apparently it's the same game. Literally, you have some of the same weapons. Like, half of the maps are the same, half of the weapons are the same. And it was just like a overpriced $70 DLC, which, I'm really glad I didn't pay for that. I think I might be dodging a bullet here on Black Ops 6 because I've been watching some gameplay of other people. I'm going to at least watch that, right? Everyone's had high hopes for this Call of Duty since it's like the first Call of Duty that had a 4-year development process, and it was made by Treyarch, everyone's favorite Call of Duty company. But I'm just gonna be real. Even if it's good in the beta, even if this all looks so good, like right now, I just know 2 months in, the game's gonna be dead, and everyone's gonna hate it. And this isn't just me like predicting this. This isn't just like intuition. Like, I just know this is gonna happen. Like, I'm just looking at the gameplay, and like, people are already finding problems with the gameplay and stuff. Obviously there are some good things here. I like the new Omni movement. I think that's really cool. I think that'll add a skill gap. I doubt it'll get added to Warzone because, they want Warzone to basically have, like, 0 skill gap. So I doubt the Omni movement will get added in there. They adjusted the aim assist, so, like, basically 3 meters away from someone, you're not getting rotational aim assist, thank God. Us PC players are actually going to be able to, play the video game, probably. And, like, there's some good things there, but I'm just, like, looking at everything that they've accomplished in this 4-year cycle, like, this 4-year cycle they had to make this game, and I'm just like, did this really take 4 years? I mean, like, just look at the game. I think the game, graphically, like, Cold War, Call of Duty Cold War, Black Ops Cold War was already outdated looking, right? That the game does not look like a game that released in 2020. I don't know why Treyarch doesn't switch over to the new engine. It's like, it's so okay now with making cartoony looking games, but I'd say Black Ops in the past looked really realistic for its time. Can my PC stop? I don't care about these reminders in my backup settings. Leave me alone. But it's like Black Ops, used to have like realistic graphics for the time. All the way up until like probably like Black Ops 4, it had like good graphics. I even think Black Ops 4 looked decent for like 2018, right? And it's just like, why are they still using this outdated engine? We have a new engine for a reason. And this isn't just nitpicking, like, because like, I mean, it's gonna be like what happened with Cold War. They're gonna import weapons in the Warzone, obviously, from Black Ops 6 into Warzone, right? That just, they don't look like they belong there. That's what happened with Cold War, and guess what? It's probably gonna mess up their entire process. It's running like it's a completely different engine. Treyarch's still using the Black Ops 3 engine, while everyone else has basically moved up to like using the Modern Warfare 2019 engine, right? And it's basically like it's just gonna mess everything up. Like when they try to like import these guns, I'm sure there's gonna be problems for like the first like few months when they're trying to get like the Black Ops 6 guns into Warzone, right? I'm sure that's going to be a thing. Obviously that wasn't a problem with Modern Warfare 3 since it was made in the same exact engine version, right? Which makes sense. I feel like they have this cycle going on where they have like 3 games that are going to be in like the same war zone and basically be like connected to each other. I think that all those games should be similar in functionality and graphics. Like, and I was really hoping they were going to do that since Modern Warfare 3 is really close to Modern Warfare 2 graphically. As bad as that game is. And just mechanically, right? Obviously they added some new stuff, like they brought back side canceling, which I'm not really a big fan of, and they added the what are they called? Like you can like modify your weapons with the I don't remember what they were called, but there was like special modifications, kind of like how we had operator mods or whatever back in like Black Ops 4, kind of like that, but like a lot more advanced and really put actual effort put into it. So it's just like we got like that kind of stuff, but like there was change, but the game stayed like similar, right? But Black Ops 6, I'm a fan of the Omni movement and all that, and I'm glad that we got something like that coming out of this new game, right? But it's just like, why are they still using this outdated, ugly looking engine? Like, these games look like they could have came out in like 2016 now. Black Ops 4 was the last decent looking Treyarch game. Like, This just looks bad for a AAA company. Like, these graphics, like, they just don't look good whatsoever. And I know people are gonna be like, it's stylistic, but I don't know. Look at X Defiant. That game is stylistic and the graphics are great, right? This just looks bad, like, graphically. And I'm sure, since they're gonna be putting these Black Ops 6 weapons in the Warzone, right, it's gonna ruin the entire vibe, realistic vibe of Warzone, like it did with Cold War. And we're gonna have these non-detailed looking weapons and animations and sounds in this realistic feeling game. And you know, they obviously tried to fix that in Cold War, but they failed miserably. It still looked super cartoony. All the operators looked like they didn't belong in the game. You know, the maps looked like they were made in the Black Ops 3 engine and just ported in. Like, it just didn't look good. It just looked like a mashup of ugliness. And, you know, obviously that only really affects Warzone, really. And, you know, Warzone's kind of trash in the first place. You know, I'm hoping I doubt they'll actually add the Omni movement, but if they do, and they add the aim assist settings, like, Warzone might actually be good this year. And they're bringing back Verdansk. I think Verdansk is the most overrated map ever, but you guys do you. Like, whatever. If you want Verdansk back and you think it's going to save the game, you're probably going to get severely disappointed. But whatever. If that's what you want, cool. You know, but whatever. I think Warzone might actually be good this year. If they add that stuff into it, right? And they don't fuck it up like they did with Cold War when they tried to add Cold War stuff into Modern Warfare 2019's Warzone, right? But I really just wish these games would, like, stay similar. Like, why couldn't we just get, like, 3 years of a modern game and then maybe go, like, 3 years of a futuristic game? You know, that would pretty much fix everyone's problems with stuff like Call of Duty Vanguard, where we have, like, we're trying to fit this World War II era stuff into, like, the modern era somewhat. You know, with all these attachments and stuff. You know, if they just made 3 years of World War II games, I bet it would have been a lot better. Because you could actually just focus on stuff that actually existed back then and not been worried about Warzone and having all these attachments that come with, like, that they had in Modern Warfare 2019 and Cold War. You know, obviously there weren't really that many attachments you could put on your gun. Back in World War II, you're just given a gun. They said, yeah, just go with this, bro. There really wasn't, like, all these fucking complex attachments that we have nowadays. You know, I'm sure if they just, like, kept, like, that 3-year cycle, like, it was the same era. Like, they should have done, like, modern only for this recent Call of Duty cycle, right? And maybe switch to futuristic, then switch to World War II, you know, whatever, and do that for, like, 3 years, you know. But they didn't do that, and I'm sure we're all gonna pay dearly for it. But it's just, you know. But back to Black Ops 6 specifically, like, I'm seeing this. I'm just not seeing effort put into this game. You know, I'm seeing, like, it's like less effort than Cold War had, because, you know, Cold War, technically, it was started by Sledgehammer, right? Sledgehammer was the ones who started developing this game, right? And then they kind of stopped working on it, and then Treyarch basically had 6 months to basically put together a full product. So that kind of explains, like, why the game would look kind of bad graphically. You know, why there was only 7 maps at launch for, like, Team TDM, you know, hardcore, all that stuff. Like there was only 7 maps. You know, that would explain it, right? You know, obviously, but now they had a 4-year development cycle, right? The longest development cycle in Call of Duty history that we've ever had. And it's like what they've shown for it so far in the beta is just like, I'm just not impressed whatsoever. Like, I'm just looking at the graphics, right? It looks worse than Cold War. I'm looking at the maps. You know, obviously when you're in the beta, you'd expect them to be putting in their new original maps, right? Like they did with the Cold War beta, right? But I'm just looking at, like, all these maps, and I just feel like I've played all these before. Like, I swear I recognize these maps. Like, there's this Protocol map, right? Protocol looks exactly like this Modern Warfare 2 map that I played. I forgot what the name is. I'm going to try finding a name and some pictures to compare them to each other. Looks exactly like a Modern Warfare 2 map that I've played. I'm looking at this other map, Derelict. It looks like that one gunfight map in Modern Warfare 2019. Looks exactly like it. I'm looking at this other map, Rewind. This looks literally like Burger Town, bro. Like, I'm just going to be completely honest. It looks like Burger Town, dude. And then there's Skyline, which looks like a Black Ops 2 map that I forgot the name of. Really famous map. You probably know what I'm talking about just by looking at the map. It looks exactly like it. Like, it's just, the 4 maps that we've gotten in the beta just aren't impressive. And then look at Scud. Scud literally looks exactly like Summit, but in the desert. And it also looks very similar to a Modern Warfare 2 map. Alright, like, it just feels like I've played all of this before. And if this is what you're offering me in the beta, like your new, like, which I'm pretty sure they're trying to, like, show off their original maps. If this was what they have in the beta, just imagine what they're going to have in the actual game. I'm sure, like, all the other maps are going to be, like, remakes. Like, exact copies of remakes from maps that we had literally just in the last Treyarch game, which I'm honestly, I don't care about. I'm fine if even, like, half the maps are remakes, but it literally looks like all of the maps I've seen here are basically remakes, just with different names that I've seen so far in the beta. It just feels lazy. Like, you had, like, 4 years to develop this game, and this is what you come up with. Like I'm playing the same exact maps, just with different names that I've been playing for years. Like, this is what you come up with. It's just disappointing, you know, like I just feel like there's just no way that this game is going to be like this took 4 years to make. Like what were you guys doing for the previous 4 years? Like, the only, like, actual improvement I've seen so far is the Omni movement. Zombies, once again, just like in Cold War, we're getting one zombies map on launch. We're not even getting Outbreak with it. We're getting one zombies map. Remember back, like, when we had, like, 2 maps bare minimum? Whenever we got a new Call of Duty Zombies, we had, like, 2 new maps. Now, I'm sure they're probably not even going to add a map every season, like they did originally with Cold War. And it's just going to be probably a disaster for zombies as a whole. I know people have been talking about the zombies gameplay and stuff, saying it looks mid, but honestly, I think it looks fine gameplay-wise. It's just, there's just not enough content there to, like, keep me entertained. Even if they, like, add another map, you know, like, the next season, it's gonna be like, I should have had that second map at launch, right? And it's just like, what were you guys doing for the previous 4 years? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, I really had hope for Treyarch this time, because it was really, like, Treyarch, they managed to put Black Ops 4 together in short notice. They managed to put together Cold War in short notice. You know, both fairly decent games, right? I was expecting something, like, good and original this year. But the only original thing I'm really seeing is Omni movement. That's it. Like, the game still looks graphically ugly. Like, everything looks unrealistic. It just doesn't remind me of it's just doesn't match the modern Call of Duty style that they've, you know, really been marketing on, you know. Modern Warfare 2019, I never really liked that game that much, but at least I can say that game, like, was probably the biggest improvement we've seen between Call of Duties, like, ever. Like, when we're talking about, like, content. But it just seems like we're, like, going backwards with every new release. And just, like, another thing I have to say is, like, it's like we get all this cool new stuff, like, every, like, game, you know. Like, Modern Warfare 2, when Modern Warfare 2 came out, you know, we got the weapon tuning, which is, like, a really original thing that we could do, right? We got weapon tuning. Like, weapon tuning allows you, like, to further customize your guns, just like the Gunsmith did in Modern Warfare 2019, right? But guess what? By Modern Warfare 3, they've literally entirely removed the weapon tuning. They just removed it, and now we got, like, conversion kits, which I'm sure conversion kits are probably not even gonna make it in the Black Ops 6. Like, imagine if, like, all these new games actually consistently built off of each other. Imagine if Black Ops 6 had Omni movement in it, it had conversion kits, it had weapon tuning, and a gunsmith. There would be so much stuff just to work with there. But there's just, like, Call of Duty has this advantage over other game companies, where they don't even really need to put that much effort in to make a game, right? And they can make a game year by year and slowly add these improvements, right? And then keep the game entertaining, but they just don't do that. Like, the game is, like, Call of Duty right now is probably about as fun as watching, like, paint dry. Like, it's just not, it's just, like, I don't understand what they're doing. Like, I genuinely don't understand how these games get worse every year. I thought, like, I genuinely thought, like, I couldn't get a worse game than Season 5 of Modern Warfare 2019. Like, I didn't think it could get much worse. But it did. And it's consistently gotten worse, like, every time. Every single time, it's gotten worse. It doesn't make any sense. It should defy the laws of, like, how bad things could be. But it's just every single time it gets worse, dude. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's, like, brain numbing. Like, you know, like, we people have been complaining about skill-based matchmaking for, like, years now, since literally Black Ops 4. You know, we're here, like, how many years later? We're here, like, 6 years later. It's still in the game, right? They toned it down in Modern Warfare 3 and in Modern Warfare 2. I'm pretty sure they actually completely removed it from Modern Warfare 3. But then people are complaining in the beta about how strong it is now for Black Ops 6. And it's like, why would you bring this back? Why? People don't want it there. It's literally only helping the bad players who are probably playing your game like 10 minutes a day after they get off work, dude. It's just like, why? Those people do not care about how they're performing in the game, but the people who actually play the game consistently, for maybe like 2 hours a day, they do care. They're your player base, not the people who are playing like 10 minutes a day after they get off work. They're not your player base. I don't know why you guys think they're your player base, and it's just brain numbing to me. Like, how these developers, how you're intelligent enough to code a video game, but you're not intelligent enough to like understand this basic stuff when it comes to marketing. It just doesn't make sense. Like, how are you, like, smart and dumb at the same time? It just doesn't make sense. Like, I'm dumb, but I'm just dumb in everything. Like, it's like, these developers, it just doesn't make sense. Like, at all. Like, how can you code a video game, but then can't, like, listen to your community's ideas, the people who are playing your game, and you've been complaining about your game for years? And it's just gotten to the point where, like, even if this next Call of Duty is good, Black Ops 6 is good, I don't want to pay for it. I don't want to pay like $70 for even like a good game. I mean, I really feel like most modern games are not worth $70. I feel like most modern games are worth like $40 at most for real. Like, honestly, I hate to do $70 thing, like where every game's like $70. I feel like 60 was the max I was willing to pay for a new video game, unless it's like Black Ops 6 or like a From Software game. Not Black Ops 6. I meant what game was I talking about? Okay, whatever. From Software and GTA 6. Yeah, GTA 6. I'd be willing to pay $70 for those games. But $70 for Call of Duty, like, it's just not happening. You know, maybe, like, even if the game is good, which it very well might be, it might be the best Call of Duty in years, I don't want to pay $70 for it. Like, $70 is ridiculous, dude. Like, even if the game is good, like, if I'm paying $70 for something, I better be getting, like, an S-tier product, dude. Like, $70 is just insane. And like, especially, I'm not going to pay $70 when I know, like, there's such a big chance that this game's going to be, like, absolute horseshit. It's probably going to be the worst Call of Duty ever made. But there's a pretty big chance it's going to be that, right? Just from what I'm seeing now, what's happened, like, literally every year. Like, it's just, why would I pay $70 for that? And I'm really glad that I didn't buy Modern Warfare 3, because I know if I bought Modern Warfare 3, I would have bought this game too. You know, maybe I'll give it a chance. Maybe I'll play the beta. It's free on Game Pass. You know, I'll give it a chance. I don't really want to play Call of Duty on my Xbox since I like playing Call of Duty on my PC. And maybe I'll give it like a chance or something. I really don't want to, because I know I'm probably gonna get obsessed with the beta and think like, oh, this is the best Call of Duty in years. And then when like the game releases after 2 months, I'm like, this is the worst Call of Duty ever. But, you know, maybe if the game releases and after a month or two, I hear, like, people are still enjoying the game, maybe I'll get it. Maybe. Just maybe I'll get the game. But if that's not the case, I'm definitely not going to be buying this game. I'm just going to stick to Warzone and Modern Warfare 2. Like, I mean, I don't think Modern Warfare 2 is the best game ever. Alright? I don't even think it's really good. You know, I felt like the Warzone was pretty good near the end there, with, like, when they added ranked and stuff, you know. Like, I felt like the multiplayer was decent through and through, and, like, it's fun enough to play and keep me engaged, especially when they have, like, shipment in the game 24/7. You know, I'll just continue playing that multiplayer for now. And maybe I'll play Warzone again. You know, I probably will play Warzone again, just to, like, get to see the Black Ops 6 weapons, and because I really have nothing to do right now. But it's just like, right now, overall, I just don't feel like doing stuff I don't enjoy. Like, I've been playing Call of Duty with, like, no enjoyment, practically, since, like, 2018. And I'm just tired of it. Like, I'm tired of just playing a product I don't enjoy and just hopes that it gets better. When I know it won't. There's, like, no chance of it getting better. It's practically zero chance. And this is only, like, amplified because, you know, basically, by the end of this school year, I'm going to have to get a 9 to 5, right? Work 8 hours a day for, like, the rest of my life until I'm, like, 65, and then I'm going to be too old to, like, do anything I want to do, so I'm just going to sit on my couch and watch TV for another 10 years until I inevitably die without contributing anything to society. Yeah, you know, like, at least if that's going to happen, at least I can, like, enjoy the time I have now playing stuff I actually enjoy. Right? But it's just, like, I'm just tired of, like, playing this bullshit. It's not even just Call of Duty. Like, almost every game, especially multiplayer games, are bullshit. I mean, like, even, like, X Defiant, a game I was hyped for, that game released with, like, if you want to play, like, TDM, like, you want to play TDM Domination, you know, Capture the Flag, you get 4 maps. You know, they have another 4 maps for, like, other game modes, right? It's just, there's just not enough content there to keep me engaged. And I was excited for this game. It's like every project I'm excited for. It just turns out to be utter horse shit. I'm not going to say X Defiant is horse shit, but I think it's a very underwhelming game for how long it took to come out. You know, but this video isn't about X Defiant, but it's just like, I'm just tired of this shit, dude. Like, can developers just make good video games again? Like, I think story mode games are in a really good place, but like multiplayer is just terrible right now, and it's been terrible since like 2020, probably before that. And I'm just like tired of it, dude. Like, I just want something new. Something fun. It's just like we don't get anything new or fun nowadays when it comes to multiplayer, especially because people know, you know, basically like story games and stuff overall, they have to be fun for you to keep playing. Because, you know, no one's gonna play a story game if you're just shoving a bunch of microtransactions in people's faces. No one's gonna buy like a skin in a single player game because like nobody cares about that. It's a single player game. No one else is gonna see this skin. You're not gonna be playing this game long enough. But, you know, like, no one's gonna buy a skin in a single player game, right? Because it's like nobody cares. No one's gonna be looking at my awesome skin, besides me, right? Which I don't really care about. The only reason I buy skins in video games is because other people think they're cool, right? So no one's gonna do that. So it feels like story games overall, they have to be good. Like, they have to actually give you like a good gameplay loop. You know, they can't just shove microtransactions in your face and then make the most amount of money off of you, like, and then just like dip. They can't do that, or no one's gonna buy the story games. Right, but like multiplayer games, they can get away with that. They can get away with adding on, like, giving you a $70 price tag now, giving you DLC you have to pay for, microtransactions, like all this other stuff, and then with delivering like not even the bare minimum amount of content, right? And it's just so annoying. Like, how heartless. Like, I always thought like it was an over exaggeration, like how heartless these corporation owners are, but no, I think it's true, bro. These people are like actual, like, they're like Ebenezer Scrooge, dude. There's just no way, like, you were this greedy. And they're not even greedy in a smart way, dude. Like, that's the worst part. You know, I bet Scrooge was actually smart, dude. But these developers just aren't. You know, people all over the place are quitting video games overall. Like, multiplayer at least now. Right? Like, I've noticed that, I know a lot of my friends now don't play video games anymore. Like, I noticed a lot of people online talking about how video games aren't fun anymore. They're quitting. You know, you look at, like, the numbers on Call of Duty. The numbers are, like, at an all-time low. Look at Fortnite, all of those games. Like, numbers are also at an all-time low. And you think these developers would be, like, intelligent enough to think, oh, maybe we should give these guys the product that they actually want. But no, it just doesn't pass through their brain. Like, whatsoever, somehow. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. We're truly in the worst timeline. But yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna be playing Modern Warfare 2 for another year probably. I don't want to pay for $70 for a Call of Duty game anymore. It's just boring at this point. I just don't want to do it. You know, even if it turns out to be good, like, I don't care. Like, it's just not worth the money because I know it probably won't be good. You know. I'll play Warzone again, sure. I'll play that, and I'll try to stream more Warzone. You know, I haven't been streaming because there's literally nothing to stream, because only fun games to stream are, like, multiplayer, and then single-player games, which I really don't have enough money to be, like, spending on, like, multiplayer games right now. I mean, single-player games right now, so, like, just really just been, like, nothing for me to upload. I'm thinking about doing some IRL content, because I really do want to, like, get into, like, some more camera work stuff. You know, I want to experiment with, like, lighting and all of that. You know, just do stupid stuff. You know, in real life, that's the stuff I actually, like, enjoy now, instead of just sitting on video games all day. So yeah, this is the end of this video. Maybe I'm completely wrong about this Call of Duty, and it's gonna be, like, literally the best Call of Duty of all time, and I'm gonna regret not buying it. But I just doubt that. Yeah, like, it's probably gonna suck ass.
activated. Security clearance 2 activated.